Welcome back to another episode of the Natty Teacher. On today's episode, we got our second pull day of the week. It is our lat bias pull day. We are trying to blast the lats more than anything else today. We will have some rear delt work, of course, and some biceps. And then we're hitting the bricks and heading home, man. It's going to be a phenomenal session. No doubt about it. Can't wait to get in there. Okay. Now, one thing that I would recommend, up to you, okay? I would start with an exercise for most of your body parts, and we've talked about this before in other videos. Something that's going to get you primed up and ready to rock and roll, okay? Could be a pull-up, could be, lat prayer, lat pull-through, even some version of like a lat pull-down would be pretty good. Something just to get you rocking and rolling. You don't have to, but I would recommend it. Never is a bad thing. Like for me today, usually I'll do a little bit of mobility work for a couple minutes, get everything nice and loosened up, and then I'll jump into some neutral grip pull-ups. Drive the elbow down through the lat, really get that good squeeze, and feel that back get nice and pumped up. Then we'll go into our pull-downs and go from there, okay? Just a recommendation, but one that I would highly recommend for sure. So, yeah. Now, anyways, trying to think of anything else that would be new. For my schedule right now for school, for work, I am already 4 meals in for the day. Eat roughly every 2 hours or so throughout the day. It works out pretty well for my schedule. I have an early lunch. meal. Like lunch for me, I'm already eating my third meal by like 10, if that, in the morning. So I get up early, do my fasted cardio, have my first meal, wait about 2 hours, maybe a little less, maybe about an hour and 45 minutes or so, and have my second meal, third meal at 10 for lunch, and which is usually about 2 hours after, maybe slightly less. And then my fourth meal I have at about 1:45, about 1:45 or so, maybe a minute or so later. And then take my pre-workout about 2:30-ish, 2:35. So about 12 minutes ago from now, head to the gym when the bell rings. So, yeah, I am the teacher, I'll tell you. I am one, I like to leave right at the bell, but on the flip side, I go into work really early. So I am somebody, instead of like cutting it close and getting to work early and then feeling obligated to stay late, I do the opposite. I usually get to work at about maybe 6:45, 6:50 in the morning, and we don't start school till about 7:40. So I usually get to work on average 45 minutes to almost an hour early every day. So I try to, get work done, hang out, get everything all set up, do what I got to do to get settled in instead of having to try to rush and get things pulled up last minute and all that kind of stuff. And then when the bell rings, man, unless we got like a staff meeting or something, I am out of there. That's just my routine. I like to do that. Like that is, the majority of the days during the school year, that is how it works. Like I feel like that's fair too. Like I said, I like to stay on top of my schedule, and I'm very mechanical in how I operate with that. So you have to be methodical with bodybuilding, man. You got to be boom, 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 boom. One thing right to the next, and just keep going. Get your meals in, get your training in, get your rest in, get your sleep in, all that kind of fun stuff. So get hydrated. That is the one thing I will say. I don't feel like today. I feel like today I was a little bit lax on the hydration game, just a little bit. After I'm done consuming this intra, I'll still be under a gallon of water for the day, which for me at this point is pretty low. I definitely was not on top of my hydration game today. So I got to make sure I'm staying a little bit more consistent with that for sure. But 1 serving of maltodextrin, which is just a quick digesting carb, and 1 serving of essential amino acids that has a little bit of like a hydration complex in there as well. So nice little combo for the intra there. But anywho's, yeah, man. So first exercise, like I said, post mobility work will be some neutral grip assisted pull-ups. Top set of those pull-ups coming at you right about now. All right, leading us off on this lat focused pull day, we have some relatively neutral grip assisted pull-ups. Now, what I would recommend with your pull-ups here It's up to you, but just my recommendation is making sure we keep that rep range, I would say in that 8 to 12, maybe even 8 to 15 rep range. I feel like that's pretty fair. What I'm trying to do here is keep the elbows slightly in front of the body and then drive them down through the lats. Very simple. We're stretching the back all the way at that portion right there and that fully lengthened portion right here. Get a nice full stretch and then pulling apart and driving those elbows down through the lats. Absolutely blasted the lats here. Did 2 working sets to get started after, of course, a little bit of some basic mobility work to get everything all opened up and get some good blood flow going and go from there. So felt really good. If you're not doing some pull-up variation in your back day, hey, I would highly recommend it. Doesn't mean you got to do a bunch of body weight stuff, but even some good assisted pull-ups are phenomenal for overall back development. Again, would highly recommend it if you haven't thrown them in at least once a week. Like if you got 2 sessions, maybe even 1, do some variation. Then some lat pull downs with the mag grip here. Again, driving that bar all the way down to the point where we actually touch kind of the midpoint of the chest here. Really stretching that back out and making sure that we are pumping a ton of blood through the lats more than anything. Felt really good here. Went nice and heavy. I found that my Versa grips, when I tried to use these with the mag grip as well, it doesn't really work. If anything, I feel like it almost kind of hinders the grip a little bit more. So it's one of the only back movements I will do right now that does not utilize the Versa grips. Little Versa grip plug there. Sponsor me, please. Nah, I'm kidding. That'd be sweet though. So I'm kind of not kidding, but that'd be really cool. But regardless, great stuff here. 2 working sets of lat pull downs after a couple warm-up sets to get a feel for it. Then we have some high to low single arm cable pull downs. What you'll see here is I'm really locking my arm in a good range of motion. I'm not trying to allow that shoulder to roll too far forward. So essentially we are keeping constant tension on the back, specifically the lat here. So I do 2 different unilateral or single arm movements in this back day. This one has become easily one of my favorites. The path to just drive that elbow down through the lat feels absolutely phenomenal. And it's pretty easy for load progression on this one as well, I found, especially if you are somebody who has gone from doing a lot of like bilateral or 2-arm movements to then into unilateral stuff. I was able to put on some strength relatively quick with this. So felt really good. Again, really focusing on driving that elbow through the lat and really continue to push forward. I would say keeping everything in that 8 to 12 rep range per arm works great. Then pretty easy transition here. We got some low rows. So essentially what I'm doing here is on the cable tower, I am lining up the pulley right about even, probably with maybe my waist or so, maybe a little bit higher. And what we're doing is I'm keeping my hand in a relatively or mostly supinated position, meaning that if you look at my hand and my palm, it is facing, for the most part, towards the ceiling, okay? Again, really trying to keep that range of motion under control, not doing too much to overstretch the back and, start to throw in a bunch of other muscle groups to help pull the weight, but really locking in and driving that elbow down through the bottom portion of the lat. So that high to low single arm movement really, again, will blast the majority of the lat. I found that for me, doing this one, especially with a little bit of a support like this, shoulder press bench, I can really focus really good and hard on driving the elbow through the lower portion of the lat. Feels great. Then rear delt flies. What you'll see here, if you look at my foot placement, what I do is I'm actually driving my chest into the pad, and leaning forward into it. I love rear delt flies on the rear delt pec deck combo machine. I think they feel absolutely phenomenal, and I've actually found that I get the best response from rear delt flies when I keep everything still in roughly that 8 to 15 rep range. I know this is a machine a lot of guys will hop on and do 20, 25, 30 reps or whatever and just kind of pump out a bunch for the rear delts because of how small of a muscle group that is. But regardless, I would definitely throw in some days and experiment with, rep ranges in that 8 to 12. So 3 working sets there, by the way. Now, this was my first bicep movement. I actually did not record the second one, so I apologize. It has become absolutely one of my favorite bicep movements ever. It is a single arm cable hammer curl. Okay, really driving that weight up. Awesome forearm builder as well. Really great movement for the thickness within the biceps. We did 3 total working sets here. And then it was either 2 or 3 working sets of just some alternating dumbbell hammer curls, but with the hands completely in a supinated position the whole time. So no twisting the dumbbell up, just actually having my palm facing towards the ceiling the whole time. Felt great, man. Don't be afraid to train a little heavy on the biceps. Pull B session. Whew. In the freaking books. I'll tell you what. great pull session log today, guys. Awesome stuff. Woo! That's a toughie. Well, you know what? Actually, no, it really wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. It's just one of those where I just get really locked in. I'm still kind of mentally, like I just left the gym a couple minutes ago, so I'm still kind of like mentally locked into that workout, you know? Wowza. That was a great workout for sure. Gotta love that kind of workout, man. Awesome stuff. So lats are blasted. Got some good rear delt action. Got some sick bicep action in at the end. And that's it, man. That's all we got for the day. Because we got calves and abs tomorrow, which will be our third session of calves and abs for the week. And we'll go from there. So great stuff, guys. A lot of fun for sure. Just one of those sessions that's just, it's just great stuff for sure. So really thoroughly enjoyed that session. But we're on our way home. It's only like 20 to 5, something like that, quarter to 5, not even quarter to 5. So again, it's been nice getting out of the gym at a good time these last couple of days. Just my workouts are moving. I feel like I'm just really in the zone right now. Like my workouts are just like boom, moving really efficiently. Not having to take ridiculously long rest periods right now. Pretty straightforward rest periods. Just feels good. You know what I mean? Just feels good. Like I said, everything just really feels locked in, and I'm just hitting stuff how I want it to, how I want to hit it. So feeling good, man. Tomorrow's Friday. Now, if you're seeing this video, it's like, I don't even know, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, maybe, when this is uploaded. So it's been a couple days, but right now it's Thursday for me. And yeah, so hopefully you guys are still down with the every other day, every 2-day upload thing. I am really trying to stick to every other day. I already have like a couple videos like all spliced together and all that. All I gotta do is a few voiceovers for them and then, essentially upload them, so it's not too much time. But I uploaded one yesterday. There'll be another video out tomorrow. That video will be our push day, second push day, I believe. Maybe a quad day, one of the two. It's either quads or our push day, one of the two, yeah. Maybe quads, yeah. Regardless, great stuff, guys. Make sure you like and share the video. Drop any comments, questions, or feedback you got for me and for the channel below. I really appreciate it. I do take the time and look through all the comments on my shorts, on my regular videos, and I will respond or give you a like. I promise you that for sure. So make sure you take a moment to do that. And if you are not already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We just continue to keep growing, man. It's been awesome. Let's keep that rolling forward for sure. And we'll go from there. So yeah, hit that subscribe button. Helps me out, helps the channel out. It's only good things for sure. So anyways, I hope y'all have a blessed day wherever you're at in the world. God bless. And for today though, I am the Natty Teacher, and this episode, one of many still to come, of Road to Natty Pro is out. I will catch y'all on the flippity flop.